Hi, this is Plate Glass Armor with the Mars Exploration Team Tournament, Episode 4, and a near mirror match for Todd the Tide Pod, because it's between two of his entries, 6 of the Cobra and 3 of the Python. So this is between several cheaper missile launchers and a few more expensive APS tanks. Let's begin. Missiles are away. We'll see if they have sufficient range. They are making contact, but it looks like they struggle with terminal guidance. So it's possible that they just don't have enough turning power within atmosphere, because it looks like they do not have turning thrusters. And the Pythons do have some missiles that they're returning with, but their primary weapons are those APS guns. One of the Cobras is now down. And it looks like this one is missing its turret. Oh, and it's another DQ, which means the Pythons are in the lead. This Cobra is just barely managing to get back on its feet, but it got DQ'd by that explosion that sent it tumbling. So it is now 4-3. Follow one of those APS rounds and see if it's managing to make it. I think it might be hitting the hill there. Yep. Oh, and one of the Pythons is down, making this a lot more even of a match. Yeah, it looks like these missiles are relying on a single fin, and in this thin atmosphere, that is very little turning ability. And with a little bit of help, the Cobra is now back on its feet, but I don't think it has repairs, and it just got its turret knocked off. So the Pythons are pulling ahead. That being said, one of the Pythons had its turret detonated. So it still has one missile launcher, but not much more than that. This Python is the most intact ship right now, with all of its firepower still largely in place. And with 1 minute remaining, it's looking like the Python is going to take the round. good hit there from one of the Cobra's missiles. Managed to take out the barrel of the APS gun, which means I'm not sure it's firing anymore. But the Python still has missiles. Oh, and it is still firing APS, although with much less accuracy than it otherwise would be. And with that time, we have the first victory for the Pythons. Round 2, begin. Looks like the Pythons managed to damage themselves a little bit. Oh! And a powerful early blow takes out one of the Python's turrets. In fact, I think it might be DQ'd here. Yep. So an early lead to the Cobra team. And another hit to a turret. I'm not sure it's dead, but it's certainly damaged. Despite their commanding lead last round, the Pythons are going to be in trouble if they continue taking important hits like this. And I do believe that is a missile trying to sand shark its way through the ground here. Both Pythons are feeling the pain, whereas the Cobras are mostly undamaged so far. Oh, and it looks like this Python here has functional weaponry, but its detection is starting to have issues because it's missing by a mile. And another Python being taken out. Not dead yet, but it's right on the border of DQ. And there we go. 2 Pythons down, which means this round is giving a commanding lead to the Cobras, making it a surprisingly even match so far. Yep, I think its detection systems might be disconnected, and with that main APS gun down, I think this Python is pretty toothless at the moment. And with those heat warheads, the doesn't take very much to do internal damage there. So with 1-1, it will come down to the third match to see which of TodTheTidePod's designs will come out on top. This time we'll follow the Pythons. Looks like they don't have quite enough fire control restriction, so they can technically shoot themselves, although it's largely just the decorative blocks on the front. Those heat missiles pack a punch when they hit. They struggle with turning, but with 7 Cobras, you're bound to take at least some hits. And one of the cobras is down. The pythons are still largely unharmed. And another cobra down. Looks like the pythons are pulling away once again. And this one has no weapon. That one just got DQ'd. This one has no weapon. This one's on its side. This one might be the only one that's still fully functional. And it just got its weapon destroyed. Which means it's all over but the explosions now for the Cobra team. With more than half their team gone, and I don't think they have a single functioning weapon between them, except for maybe this one on its side. Yep, they're just sitting ducks at this point. 2 remain. Slowly chipping away at that armor, knocking down its health until it hits the despawn threshold. And there goes that last turret. And with one more DQ, the Cobra team will be out. All 3 of the pythons closing in on the last Cobra. And with that DQ, it goes to the pythons with 2-1 victory.